Hi folks, how are you? Hopefully you're having a great day. I trying to find me here. Oh my god, it's been a hot minute since I have been live, y'all. It's been a whole month. The last time I was live it was the second Monday in April, and now I'm live again and it's the second Monday in April and we're doing the patchwork quilt. It's been a hot moment since I have been live. Guys, I have been like crazy busy. Um, I have missed you guys so much. Hey Diane, hey Dee, how are you? Hey, it took me a minute. Like, wait a minute, that's Dee. Um, how are you doing? Good to see you, girlfriend. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. It has been a hot minute since I have been live, and I am so happy to be here. Oh, thank you, Cheryl, with the Crafty Bunch, and we are doing the Patchwork of Friendship. And today I have the honor and the privilege of creating a fabric square. So we create something on a fabric square that for somebody, and I have the honor and privilege of doing that for Kristi, My Artful Adventures. But really quickly, I'm going to open, because I have not opened it. Michelle created one for me. Michelle Allen with My Shell Bell Creations, my friend, uh created one for me last month. I did not watch her live, so this is my first time seeing what she created for me. I love the surprise, so I'm getting into it right now. Hey Michelle, how are you? I missed you too. I have missed you too, Dee. I'll be back soon, I promise. I'm coming. I'm gonna be back soon live. I've been crazy. Work has been extremely crazy lately. Today I felt bad for Kai because literally I was in meetings all day long. I mean, even throughout my lunch hour. And then I get off at like 5:05, have to send an email. So it's like 5:20 or 5:15 before I'm done. Then I run him outside, I run back in, and I run downstairs. And I'm like, oh my God, poor guy. He's looking at me like, really, Mom? Really? I have no attention today. You give me none. He'll kill me tonight. Anyway, Amanda, I'm so glad that we have become friends, work together, and laugh together. I have learned so much from you. Oh, that's sweet. You are, after all, I don't know about Ringmaster, but anyway, love you, Shell. Patchwork of Friendship for 2025. Thank you, Michelle. That's from Michelle Bell Creations, Michelle Allen. I'm going to turn us down. Hey, Linda. Hey, Jeanette. I'm opening. Now, give me a minute because they changed technology on me and I have to do this different. And I'm hoping you me. Let me know you can still hear me and you can see what I'm doing. To keep things the same, it was going to cost me $800. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not paying that. So things will just have to change. And you'll either see me or you'll see my table, but not both in the same thing. But you really don't need to see me, right? You don't need to look at me. I ain't exciting. What's happening here is exciting. Ooh, look at all this. Look at this. Yes, I'm loving this fabric, this pattern paper. I love pattern paper. Oh, that's a lot I can use. And so let's see what she did for me. Oh my goodness. Are you serious right now? Oh my goodness. Michelle. I'm in love, Michelle. I'm in love. Look, there's Kai, there's Yo-Yo, and then me, and a flamingo, a painting that I did recently. And it's all set up like a circus because she knows that circus holds a special thing. There's a flamingo on there. I mean, I have said every time, like, there could not be something more perfect. to be created for me, and then the next one just ups the game. This is so me. I'm sorry if it's sketchy, or sketchy. Let me see. I'm gonna make a change. Y'all tell me if you can still hear me. Possibly you'll be able to still hear me. Can you? Whoops, that's not the change I wanted to make. That's not the change. Here's the change I want to make. Y'all tell me if you can still hear me. I'm not certain you'll be able to still hear me. Can you still hear me? Let me know. Can you still hear me? Whoops, I didn't mean to take a picture. You can still hear me. Okay, you're on YouTube. You can still hear me. I'm just going to do this and be like, can I hear me? Oh, yeah, I can hear me. Okay. Okay. All right. I think y'all can still hear me. It is so awesome. I said I was going to create like a quilt out of these. Honestly, I think this needs to be framed and hung up. This is totally amazing. This deserves to be framed and hung on the wall. I don't know that I can do that. All right, now that I showed that, I can't match that. Like, that was so incredible, right? All right, so I am creating today for Kristi, who Kristi Sloan, My Artful Adventures. And honestly, guys, she did not give me much to go on. So I'm kind of like, all right, what do I do? So I'm going to read to you what she gave me. And I have looked at her pages and I have looked at her stuff. And, you know, I mean, I know she does like lots of paper crafts and stuff like that. But this is fabric and I'm a painter. So I'm like, well, what do I do? And so she talks about the things she likes. She likes blues and teals and turquoises with purples and greens, a splash of red, yellow, or orange, kind of like the rainbow, she says. Browns and tans, unless it's vintage, aren't really her thing. I know. It will definitely be that. And so I have an idea. Because she says she has this little cat, this little new kitty that's driving her crazy. So I have an idea of something I think maybe she'll like. We'll see. I hope so. I understand what you're saying because I feel the same way, Kristi, but I want you to love what I create when you open it. And so I hope you do. All right. So we're gonna get started here because I'm not gonna finish this today. Like, I'm not gonna finish it. So I already know it's gonna take longer than I have right now to do it. And so okay, I'm just spacing out my stuff for what I want. Bugs? You think I should do Bugs? Or is Bugs her cat? Is that her cat's name? Because she didn't say what her cat's name was. She just said, new kitty driving me crazy. And I went to her page and I was kind of like stalking it. Oh, you were thinking Michelle Allen. Okay. Yeah, her cat's name Bugs. And I went to her page and I'm like stalking to see like if I could find pictures of her pets or stuff like that. And I'm like, well, not exactly. Maybe I just didn't look back far enough, but oh me. I'm just putting a few colors out. I think we're gonna have some fun here. Now I was talking about Michelle Allen because she is what I she's I opened hers today and it is so incredible. I'm so in love with it. And so I have to figure out my spacing here and figure out what I want to do space wise. Kind of want, yeah, yep. Okay. So I can kind of see it in my mind's eye what I want. Hopefully we can recreate what I want in my mind's eye here. We'll see. That would be cute. That would be cute. Oh, cute. Okay, well, that helps me a little bit. Okay. His name is Bruce. I like that. I think that's a perfect name for a black cat. So we're going to get some, like, this is going to be an outdoor scene, okay? And so we're going to get some grass happening here, right? So we're going to do it. We're going to set a little scene here. Got an idea. And he is still driving you crazy. You know what? I tell you what, he'll calm down. He'll calm down. My cat used to drive me crazy too. And now he's like calm and he can still get a little bit rambunctious, but for the most part, he's calmed himself down. Uh and he's a sweetie. But yeah, he I tell you what, I can write a book on the adventures of Yo-Yo and it would be funny. It could be a very funny book. Cause that cat is y'all, he was so bad. He is just so bad. Y'all know I've told the story that he's under permanent house arrest, right? Because he went and killed my neighbor's chickens. He thought that would be a good thing to do. And I know that is crazy. It is like insane how good that is. Like insane how good that is. Just totally insane. I am like so in love with it. So we got this like fence line going up here, right? Kind of, sort of, I guess. Something like this. We'll fade this a little bit into the background. I don't know how tall I want this fence to be, but it is, maybe it's a hate your neighbor fence or something like that. I don't know. We're just gonna fade it up. Kind of like this little fence line here. It doesn't really matter what's happening up here. Okay, we're not gonna pay much attention to what's happening up here because we really care about what's happening right here. Okay. Trying to sleep. That's funny. And you got crinkling plastic bags underneath your head. That's lovely. You're like, come on now. So, yeah. I live in the country. So there's, we have mice and all those things in the country. You know how it is when you live in the country. And so one day I go outside and Yo-Yo's up on my roof. He manages, he knew how to get up there. Don't know how, but he could get up there. He's up on the roof. He's chasing a mouse that he took up on the roof. And then he proceeded to, I guess the mouse got away from him and got in the gutter. And we have like those leaf gutter guard things, but you know how they kind of like will buckle a little bit from the sun and stuff. Well, I guess it had buckled. And exactly. I guess it had buckled and the mouse got in the gutter. And so the mouse is running back and forth across the house in the gutter, and he's on the roof going back and forth across the roof as the following the mouse. I'm like, really right now? So he's like just following the mouse. Like, okay. All right. But yeah, he's wild. And so that was when he was going in and out. And, and then now he's inside. Well, he came down in my basement, somehow managed, and I don't know how. Again, I think maybe a little mouse was in the house because it was fall time, and you know how they come in. And in the basement, my basement's unfinished, and of course the garage is down here, so you put the garage door up working outside, a mouse comes in. Anyway, I think he was after him or after it, and he got in the heat ducts. And all of a sudden we're upstairs and we're looking for him. We're calling him and all. Hear something, look over, and he's looking up at us from the vent. So we take the vent out. He comes up through the vent. I'm like, oh my word. Like, here's the dumbest cat on the planet. All right. So now I want some bushes right here. Right? We're going to create some flowers right here. And so I did see, and I think this might be in her yard, or if not, I know she likes these flowers. A big old bush, and it looks like they look like peonies, but I think I might do like hydrangeas. I don't know. Tell me, Kristi, were these in your yard? Because they were really pretty. You posted them just the other day, or I don't know how long ago it's been, but I saw them. And so it wasn't today. These have been posted, I don't know, it's been at least a few days. A couple days. Maybe. I don't know. I know. Well, Yo-Yo is his name. My cat's name is Yo-Yo, and I can tell you how he got his name. When he came here, he was an adult cat. Well, an adult cat, but a young adult cat. And anyway, I saw this cat out on my deck, and we had cats at the time, like stray cats, and that had joined us, and we had raised the litter and all, and they were inside outside cats, but they would still go outside and eat, right? And so we and they had food inside too, but I looked out and I saw this cat on our deck that I hadn't seen before. And so I gotta keep my eye on the time. I know I'm not gonna finish this, so just know I'm not gonna finish this today. Um anyway, so I tell my husband, I said, go out there. I said, there's a strange cat out there. I said, go out there, and that's probably big enough. We'll put some leaves on, but first I just kind of want to get the base in for what I want, and then we'll worry about that beyond that. That's probably big enough. And so I put some food out for him, right? Because he was at the food bowl, but it was empty, and the water bowl was empty. And because at this time when he came, my cats were mainly like they went outside, but they were old and they were mainly inside now, and I only had like I think two left of the of the 11 because a mama cat joined us and proceeded to have 10 kittens. Yeah, before we could touch any of them or get near any of them. That's another story for another day. Anyway, um, so they had mainly become inside at this point because they were like 18, 19 years old, probably close to that, maybe 17, 18 years old. And the oldest one lived to be 20 before I had to have her put to sleep because she just was not doing well at all. Anyway, so he opens up the door to go outside to take the food out. Well, Yo-Yo just was like, hello there, and runs inside. And just is like, makes himself right at home. Like he's been there before, and just like goes right over to where the food and the water and all the stuff is. Of course, he can smell it, but he just acts like he's, one of the bunch. So I'm like, well, he has to belong to one of the neighbors. So I contact all the neighbors around me that I had the numbers for. Nothing. No one's missing a cat. No one is, it's nothing. Anyway, so I start to, I reach out to my neighbor who I'd already talked to, and I'm like, no one knows him, no one's missing their cat. And so he says, okay, well, he says, I'll come over. He said, let me come over and look at him. He's the same neighbor who he went over and killed his chickens for him. And so he walks over to see him. At this point in time, I'm outside, he's outside, and he's out there with me hanging out in the yard. My neighbor walks over. Well, he runs and hides like the biggest feral cat you've ever seen in your life. Won't come out, like he's scared to death of him. And so I'm like, okay, well, that was weird. And so my neighbor never saw him, and because he was like, oh. And anyway, fast forward, I put out a few flyers and stuff, put a thing out on Facebook, out on the local thing on Facebook and a little store down from us. Nothing. No one contacts me. So I figure, well, he's been dropped, because that's what people often do. They'll drop them. And so we got our scenery set, right? Anyway, what color do I want? This is the hottest pot. The color. Anyway, so, but he just, continues to stay with us, continues to come in. We can hold him, we can pet him, we can all the things. My family come out. He runs, hides. He still runs and hides. He will not. He still. I mean, occasionally, if they're here when it's his treat time at 10:30 every night, he gets his treat. And when it's his treat time, if they're here, he will come out and get his treat and stuff, but he doesn't come out for them to, like, quote unquote, play with him. He doesn't come out for them to do anything with him. He doesn't, he doesn't want them looking at him. He don't want them touching him. I mean, he's still that way, but I don't know. Anyway. So it's just a strange little how he ended up here. I don't know. But he knew he was home. He was like, I'm home. He fit right in with the other cats I had. No issues with, like, trying to fight him or anything. It was pretty wild. Because, they can get kind of territorial. But we're going to create little peonies, I think, is what I want to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. And peonies kind of have, like, a bunch of little petals. And so I just put down some color first, so then we have something to work with, right? So we can show all of the different layering that is in this peony. If you don't put down some color, then you have nothing to work with when it actually comes to forming your petals. So you have to put down, like, some color. But anyway, yeah. So he just kind of decided he was ours, or we're his. I'm not really sure. But he comes running in. I was going to tell you his name. That's where I was going. I was trying to remember where I was going with this. Anyway, he comes in and he's in here and he was eating and stuff. And my cats knew, like, you don't get on counters, you don't get on tables, you don't do that, right? They know, like, not to. They knew not to do that, and, like, it's not allowed. And so anyway, I come walking into the kitchen. My husband's in there. This strange cat is in there with him and up on the counter. And I said, get that cat off of the counter. And my husband, he gets frustrated and is like, I have been getting him off. I have gotten him off. Like, I can't tell you how many times. And as soon as I put him down, he jumps back up on the counter. And so, and then he proceeds to say he's like a yo-yo. Although he had a little colorful language there that I'm not going to repeat. Um, you can figure it out. It's 2-letter word. It's 2 words. Anyway, not so great to put together, but okay, men. But anyway, um, and that's what he said, and that's how he got his name. Yeah, it's my cat now, Yo-Yo. So sad. Yeah, I know. I know, right? People just drop them. But yeah, Yo-Yo, he's been here for quite a while now. And then he one long after that, I know it was Halloween. I come home from being over at my sister's because I always go over there on Halloween, right? Anyway, and he doesn't come when I call him. And he'd gone out when I had left, and then he didn't he I call him, and he didn't come running like he normally does. I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna go in and put some petals in there. Because it's just like all melding together, not doing what I want. It's frustrating me. It's not doing what I want. But we'll make it do what we want in a minute. We're gonna go put in a couple others. So I want one that's kind of like pointing down a little bit, and that's gonna be an important one. Anyway, long story short is my neighbor trapped him in his chicken coop because his chickens were something was starting to kill his chickens. And so he put a trap in there, and Yo-Yo got in the trap. And so he took him to the SPCA. Of course, he didn't know it was the same cat because he never actually saw the cat, right? He just saw, like, he knew, but he didn't know, like, I had, like, kept it. He didn't know I hadn't found its home because I hadn't talked to him to tell him all of this. And so he didn't know. And, but anyway, I was looking for him and calling for him and looking for him. And I, got on the SPCA site and found him on the SPCA site, which is, I was just thankful he took him to the SPCA because, around here you kill chickens and it can be a capital offense with the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the thing. And my neighbor was apologizing years later after that for taking him. Like, he apologized so much. And I'm like, I apologize for your chickens. And he would not let me pay for his chickens to be replaced. He said, absolutely not. And I don't think he really wanted his chickens replaced. I think he was happy that, because they had stopped laying eggs. And so they were old and had stopped laying eggs. I don't think he was too upset. I don't think he wanted to get back into the laying eggs, chicken tending. He was just letting them live out their days. But anyway. But yeah, it's my cat that I have now, my crazy Yo-Yo. You have chickens, you understand? Right. You don't, I felt bad for his chickens. I wouldn't want, my animals messing with his chickens. Although him and his chickens, we had some history with his chickens. I tell you what. But him and his rooster, And me, we didn't get along. He didn't like me. The rooster did not like me. So I can tell you right now, that rooster gave me a fit. All right, let's try to get some petals in here so it looks like something instead of like blobby blobs that we got going on right now. Oh, it's kind of like impressionism a little bit, right? Kind of like the impression of. Um, so I love peonies. Mine just don't do much. I planted a bunch and like I wanted them to like kind of grow and, take over a little bit. And they don't do that. Like they don't spread. I wanted mine to spread a little bit more. And it's they didn't do it. They just come up every year where they were and they don't like spread out any. So if anybody has any ideas on getting them to spread out, we're still fighting the peony here. I'm gonna turn them into hydrangeas if I don't get what I want. Um, Anybody getting rain? We're supposed to have rain for the next several days. I just hope this weekend UVA graduates, and I just hope that for the graduate's sake, it doesn't rain on Sunday. They're having their graduation. The kids graduate on Sunday. They walk the lawn, and if it rains, they now move it to inside at the John Paul Jones Arena, which is nice arena. It's really nice. I'm not saying anything against it. It's just it's not the same as walking the lawn. And so the year I graduated, it poured that morning, like just pouring. And about 5 minutes before we were in line and it's pouring rain, and it was like 5 minutes before we actually started walking down the actual lawn. Because that was when it happened outside, rain or shine. Then, but it stopped raining and cleared, and the sun came out. Everything was wet. We were soaking wet because we gotten wet. And then it was like the sun came out, it got hot, and then it was like pure sauna sitting down on that ground, and it's like the steam rising. It would burn us up. We're all sitting there like, okay, I'm dying. Like I'm literally dying right now. But it's getting a little bit better. I'm still not happy with this one. This one is making me mad. These are okay, but that one's not making me happy. This one is not. And so I'm gonna walk away from it, and I'll come back and fiddle with it maybe another day. But oh, we got clay in our dirt too, Linda. We have red clay. Everything is red clay here. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I need to do because I did plant them in the ground. So maybe that's what I need to do is put them in pots. Maybe it's a variety. It's a variety of a peony. I like that. Linda, you have no idea. That rooster, he was a something. All right. I'm just looking at this because I want to get it right. I'm wondering if I should just draw it out first. And I'm wondering if you can see it on the, because part of me is like, I probably just need to like kind of sketch it out to get the sizing that I want. And I want it a particular way. And so okay. Let me see here now. I gotta think about. Okay. The head shape here. I got a picture. Let's see. Now he's looking straight on. I'm like, how does the head shape look? Okay, let's see. It kind of goes down like this. Goes like that. Goes like that. Okay. Is that right? Or is that too? Okay, I got like 2 minutes. I'm gonna work on this and we're going to do it. But basically, I want to put her cat jumping on the flowers. And so her little kitten here. So it's gonna probably be a little bigger than a kitten, but I might have to like print out something and use it as a tracer. I'm thinking maybe it'll be better because that way my proportions, because my head's just looking at it like my body and my head aren't proportionate. My head's too small for my body. So I need to go in and I need to try this again. And up after me, I'll come back on though and do this maybe live another day. But up after me is, let me see who is on after me. Um uh, wrong thing. Wrong thing. Okay. So Rose Haas Crafts is up next. So she's gonna be opening what I sent her. And so I sent her what I did last month. And so y'all stay tuned at 6:30. She will be on and or 5:30 if you're central time. All you have to do is just refresh. She's going to be here in the Crafty Bunch. My name is Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art. I'm going to work on these peonies a little bit more once that completely dries. I may just wait and do that later too because that's pretty wet. And come back and finish this up. I just need to find the appropriate cat and maybe not make it look like quite like a mouse, like I'm seeing a mouse right now instead of a cat. And so I need to work on that. But y'all have a great rest of your day. And I will see you all another time. I'll come on and we'll finish this up. Y'all refresh because Jen is on with Rose Haas Crafts. And I think that's right, Rose Haas Crafts. And y'all, I can't wait to see what she's doing. Bye. Good night, Virginia girl.